and I just wanted to bring the news to you for this month, if I may. Firstly, the Perth Glory review. You may have read in the newspaper there's been a major review of our marquee team, our A-League team, Perth Glory. And one of the key issues in that came out of the report is that we now lead the way in terms of state football organisations with the relationship we have with our A-League team, the Perth Glory. And this is something we want to keep pushing along and keep going. It's an all-encompassing review and an all-encompassing report. We've been privy to some of the issues that are within it. It's not going to be a report that will be made absolutely public, but might I say that Football West is determined to keep working with Perth Glory to make sure that the relationship is as strong as ever. On that same question, this morning I very reluctantly accepted the resignation of Paul Kelly from the board of Football West. With the HAT review that came out of Perth Glory, Paul has now decided that he wants to put all of his efforts into Perth Glory, and he feels that in some ways there's a distraction if he has to split himself between Football West and our A-League team. And look, I commend Paul for that. I've got to say that Paul Kelly has brought an air of professionalism and drive to the Football West board that will be very difficult to replace. He's an outstanding contributor. He also has a passion for the game that is unequalled, I might say, of anybody I know. He lives, eats and breathes football, and he's going to be very difficult to replace, as I've said, and we wish him well, particularly with the rejuvenation of Perth Glory. On that same point, can I congratulate Tony Sage for what he sees as a 10-year commitment to that sport and to that particular team, and that is tremendous when you've got people like Tony that are prepared to stand up and not just do things, but to put his money where his mouth is and make sure we have an A-League team we can be proud of in this state. And we wish them well. I think they'll continue to build with a mixture of the younger players they're bringing in from the state leagues, and with some of the key imports that they're looking for in the future. They can only get bigger and better. For those that are not very computer literate like me, I was absolutely amazed last week when I pressed the button and launched our new e-magazine, Beyond 90. And I've got to say to you, if I can use it and if I can find a way into it, anybody can. But I was so impressed with it, and can I urge you all to subscribe to it, have a look at it. It is a first for Australia, not just for this state, it's a first for Australia in terms of producing a magazine of this quality for what is the world game, and can I urge you to subscribe and be part of it. Beyond 90 is our e-magazine, very professional, very well done. I commend it to you. I was a little disappointed this week for a change in terms of some of the issues to do with Football West in the lack of interest there has been in nomination to our standing committee and zone representatives. We've gone through the election process. We have a number of groups that will need to go through a further election process, but I was a bit disappointed in the lack of interest in nominating for these particular committees and these particular positions. Look, they are the key, if you like, the key decision makers for the game itself. As I said last month, the board decides and works on the business of football, but the actual sport of football is essentially run by our standing committees and our zone representatives, so I urge people to get involved. Look, the process will be from now on, we will have elections for those areas of the committees that were contested, and others will look forward to appointing people to support, particularly things like our junior and our women's groups. They need all the support they can get as they emerge as part of the football family. We had a very successful, both Peter Hugg, our CEO, and myself had a very successful meeting last week with the representatives, our senior representatives, Ben Buckley from the FFA. He essentially came to discuss the position with Perth Glory and the relationship between us and our A-League team, but we took the opportunity of making sure we put our point of view as a state organisation, but in such a way that it fits in with the national organisation and with the FFA itself. Now, Ben's also promised he'll be back on a regular basis from now on. Now that the World Cup pizzazz is sort of all over, let's get on with the business of football in this state. And we said we're very, very keen to make sure that we're supported by FFA in our efforts to make sure that the game grows and prospers in Western Australia. Ben is coming back, and we're hoping when he does come back, we'll not only be able to have a meeting with our presidents' groups, but we'd like to run a business luncheon so that we can attract those key players in our community that wish to support us from a corporate sense, and to make sure that they can be part of that supportive family. In addition, we would like to run a fairly strong evening session with Ben Buckley, with our CEO, and with others from FFA, so that you, the football public, can come along to that kind of a forum and to ask them about where we're going and what their direction is and what our direction should be generally. A couple of other issues. We did promise you that there would be a major strategic planning process this year for Football West in Western Australia. That's going ahead. We've recently engaged a consultant to make sure that that occurs, and that should happen early April, and we'll be inviting those club presidents, the chairs of committees, and the various representatives from our standing committees to be part of that process. Again, it's about not dragging in, probably the wrong word, but it's about bringing in the football family to make sure that we support football in this state and make sure that we go forward with it. We've now appointed a young woman by the name of Vicky Urich, who will be supporting us with the State League review, to go around to clubs and find out what the issues are in terms of implementing the state review. And there will be certain givens that we will expect of clubs. There will be certain negotiables, etc., as we go down the line and we head towards 2013, which is going to be an important year for us. Look, we're into the fourth week of the State League, and seen some great games already, and already it's shaping up as one of our top years, I think, for our league competition in this state. Just finally, congratulations to Brisbane Roar. Anybody that watched or listened to that game will realise that football is alive and well in Australia, and what a fantastic game it was. They did so well, and it was commiserations. Somebody has to lose, but at the end of the day, what a great advert for football in Australia. Now, next month, I won't be with you next month. I'm hoping to get one of my other board members, my Deputy Chair Liam Twigger, or perhaps Henry Arturo or Anna Alicia, one of my other board members, to address you as to what will be the outcome of next month's board meeting. And hopefully I'll see you when I'm back in Australia in June. Thanks very much.